Hello everybody, hopefully you're fine and doing well. We'll start up with our life science lesson, chapter 7, lesson 1, transport and defense. Hopefully you have your books with you and a pencil to take note. So have you ever tried to find a book in library? You see, libraries have thousands of books grouped together by subject. Now, grouping books by subject in a library helps keep them organized and easier to find. Your body's organization does the same work to help it function properly. Now, all organisms have different parts with special functions. Recall that the cells are the basic unit of all living organisms. Then organized groups of cells that work together are tissues. Then the group of tissues that perform a specific function are organs. Group of organs that work together and perform a specific task are organ systems. There are different organ systems that provide, some of them provide movement, some of them transport substances, and some perform many other functions that you will read about in this lesson. Now, other systems work. All the organ systems work together and maintain homeostasis, or steady internal condition when the external conditions change. For example, if you jog or jump the rope or snowshoed, so you started to sweat. Or when exercising, your body stores energy. Your body releases excess energy as thermal energy. Sweat, also called as perspiration, helps the body release thermal energy and maintains homeostasis. So we'll start up with different functions. First, we start with the digestive system. As you can see here, digestive system is made up of several organs. Food and water enter the digestive system through the mouth. Now, digestion starts when after the food enters the mouth. You chew the food into smaller parts. There's saliva in your mouth which contains enzymes. It also helps the mouth to break down the food. If you recall that enzymes are proteins that were used to speed up chemical reactions. Now, when you swallow the food, water and other liquids, they move into a hollow tube called the esophagus. Now, this esophagus connects the mouth to the stomach. Digestion continues as food leaves the esophagus and enters the stomach. Now, the stomach is a flexible bag-like organ that contains other enzymes that break down food into smaller parts so that the food can be used by the body. Next, your food moves into the small intestine. Now, by the time food gets to the small intestine, it is a soupy mixture. The small intestine actually is a tube that has two functions, digestion and absorption. The liver makes a substance called bile. The pancreas make enzymes. Now, both bile and enzymes are used in the small intestine to break down food even more. Now, after this step, next food moves into the small intestine. By the time food gets to the small intestine, it is a soupy mixture, as I said. Now, because the small intestine is very long, it takes food hours to move through it. During that time, particles of food and water are absorbed into the blood. So after this, nutrition comes. Now, as we read that one of the functions of small intestine is absorption. Nutrients are the parts of food used by the body to grow and survive. So there are several types of nutrients: proteins, fats, carbohydrates, vitamins, and minerals are all nutrients. Nutrients, they can be a different amount that the body requires. Now, you have different kind of food different people need different amount of nutrients. For example, football players, swimmers, and other athletes need a lot of nutrients for energy. In the same way, a pregnant woman also needs a lot of nutrients to provide for their developing babies. So digestion overall helps to release energy from food. A calorie is amount of energy it takes to raise the temperature of 1 kilogram of water by 1 degree Celsius. So the body uses calories from proteins, fats, and carbohydrates, which each contain a different amount of energy. After digestive system, the excretory system. The excretory system removes solid, liquid, and gas waste minerals from the body. It includes the lungs, skin, liver, kidneys, bladder, and rectum are all parts of the excretory system. Now you know that lungs remove carbon dioxide and excess water as water vapor when you breathe out or exhale. The skin removes water and salt when you sweat. The liver removes waste from the blood. As you have read, the liver is also part of the digestive system. The digestive and excretory system actually work together to break down, absorb, and remove food. Now when the liver breaks down proteins, urea is formed. Urea is atoxic. If it stays in the body, you know that it atoxic is like poisonous. Now the kidneys, as you can see here, they remove urea from the body by making urine. Urine contains water, urea, and other waste chemicals. Urine leaves each kidney through a tube called the ureter and is stored in a flexible sac called the bladder. Urine is removed from the body through a tube called the urethra. Now, like the liver, the rectum is a part of excretory system and digestive system. Food substances that are not absorbed by small intestine are mixed with other waste and form feces, and this is removed as a solid waste from your body. Coming to respiratory system. Now this respiratory system exchanges gases between the body and the environment. You know, as air flows through a respiratory system, it passes through the mouth, the nose and mouth, the pharynx and trachea, okay, and then through the bronchi, or which is the bronchus or the lungs. Now the parts of the respiratory system work together and supply the body with oxygen. They also get rid of the waste such as carbon dioxide. The pharynx and trachea, oxygen enters the body when you inhale or breathe oxygen. Now pharynx, because it's a part of the throat, is a part of both the digestive and respiratory system. So air travels through the pharynx to the trachea. The trachea is also called the windpipe because it's long tube-like organ that connects the pharynx to the bronchi. So after it enters the lungs, there are two bronchi. One enters the left lung and the other into smaller tubes that end in many group of cells that look like bunches of grapes. Now these group of cells are called alveoli. Now inside each lung there are more than 100 million alveoli. The alveoli are surrounded by blood vessels called capillaries. Now oxygen in the alveoli enters the capillaries. The blood inside capillaries transport oxygen to the rest of the body, and this is how we actually breathe oxygen and release the carbon dioxide. This was the lesson for today. Thank you for seeing and understanding. If there is any question, please feel free to ask me at any time.